This week on the Nerd Confessions podcast, we're talking about the PlayStation Experience 2017 and the Game Awards. The PlayStation Experience features events such as the Capcom Cup.
Shoryuken! Wait, what?
Shoryuken! Nerd Confessions. Engage.
Do it! Just do it! Don't let your dreams be dreams. Oh, hell, you read me?
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
Tell me how many lights you see.
Thanks!
This is a very good composition.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Nerd Confessions, our safe haven where we discuss our thoughts and opinions on everything nerdy, geeky, techie, and whatever. It's been a week since our last confession, but before we jump right into it, we'd like to remind our listeners that you can follow us on our various social media platforms, find previous episodes, and view bonus content on our website, nerdconfessions.net.
.net.
I'm William, the moderator for this episode, and joined by Ellie, who keeps unplugging her headphones. Tommy.
Hello.
And Sohail, who's sexually molesting everybody with thunder sticks.
This is not the first time.
In this episode, we'll be talking about the 5 most recent nerd news topics important to us. The Game Awards for 2017 and the PlayStation Experience for 2017.
Also known as PSX.
Also known as PSX. A lot of events this week that we've been going to. Stick around until the end of the episode if you want to hear some of our listeners' confessions. If you want to send us a confession, you can send email us at contact@nerdconfessions.net or send us a tweet. Those watching on YouTube, we'll have a timestamp in the description. If you want to skip right ahead to the topic that you want to listen to, or if you're on the podcast app, hit that next button and you'll be able to skip ahead to the next chapter as well. Show notes for this episode will be available on nerdconfessions.net. So for starters, let's talk about what we each did this week. Ellie, you seem like you're ready to go. What are you doing this week? What did you do?
Well, I wrote a lot of emails at work, and I'm writing more emails.
Okay, so you're turning into an intern again?
Oh, man. Other than that, I did absolutely.
And PSX.
Yeah, because that took up my life.
Okie dokie.
The emails and PSX took over my life.
You never played the Breath of the Wild DLC?
Nope.
Bummer. Either have I.
You know why?
Destiny thing? Nope.
Heard there's a lot more things to cook now.
Ooh.
Just kidding.
Sohail, what'd you do?
PSX and a wedding.
That's cool.
One of my high school buddies got married.
I hear that's a lie. I hear you actually watched the movie.
I
What movie
lied.
did you watch?
Oh, I watched
sorry.
Disaster Artist too, but I don't know if that was something I want to talk about. But yeah.
You're telling me apart, Ellie. What did you watch?
I didn't watch anything, but I went to a party that I don't remember anything from.
It was a Christmas party for your
But I don't
company.
remember nothing.
That's
Well,
not true.
Bill Cosby.
And I
Good.
did not win a TV, and I did not win airline tickets. You know what I got?
The bill. You got time travel.
Oh, I had to pay the bill, yeah, but
What did you get?
soap,
Ooh.
Nice.
hand soap.
Did they something you smelled?
Does that mean that you're dirty?
I
Oh.
think so. There are 16 of those, 50 of us, 55
Could be possible.
of us.
But you got a free trip in the time machine, which we call liquor.
Yeah, at least like if I didn't win anything, I'm glad I drank that much because it was
You went from
free.
nighttime to daytime. And you're like,
Yep.
oh, what happened all the time between time machine?
Exactly.
Except she was miserable the entire day the next day.
Yep, I was sick indeed. Anyway, sorry, Sohail. What did you do?
I watched a Disaster Artist as well, which is actually pretty good. So I would go watch it again. But the thing about the movie is if you didn't watch The Room, it's not really worth your time. So there you go.
The Room was worth watching.
No,
Or
I
at
don't
least watch
think so.
somebody that reviews it in a hilarious way.
When I first started college, film school, that movie just came out. Everyone and their moms was watching it. Like, everyone was able to afford to go all the way to LA to watch that screening and meet him.
Meet Tommy Wiseau, which
And
nobody
pictures.
knows where he's from, and nobody knows how he made all that money to film the movie.
Really?
No, he says he's from Louisiana, New Orleans.
But the way he talks, it's
Everyone knows he's not, and the last name is not his last name, and they don't know where he made his money from. they think he made it from selling fake jackets.
Fake.
Like he had a factory or like a warehouse that was making fake jackets, and he was selling them like Calvin Klein jackets.
Oh.
And then they would sell them in stores, and that's how he was making money. But that's what they think.
Yeah, but anyways, yeah.
Tommy.
It was annoying. I don't care.
Tommy.
Yes.
What did you do?
You're sick.
I have been continuing to watch Peaky Blinders. I have also watched the mid-season finale of The Walking Dead.
How was that?
A main character dies. Well, we won't say who.
Batman?
And the reason for it sucks. But anyway. It was actually pretty good, though, I admit. I've also continued to watch a bunch of animes, Dragon Ball Z Super, Food Wars, a bunch of shit like that. And then I also saw the Star Wars Force Awakens again, getting prepared for the new movie coming up in a few days, The Last Jedi. I also went to the Game Awards with William, and PlayStation Experience with everybody except Soil. No, wait, Soil was there.
On Sunday.
On Sunday. Rampaging and destroying everybody.
All right, well, very cool. If you wanted to know what I did,
what'd you do, by the way?
I watched The Incredible Hulk, the 2008 Edward Norton version.
Did the CGI bother you? Considering that nowadays it's like so epic.
A little bit. What was so weird is such a different Marvel than we have today.
It's more like comic, just straight from comic book directly to movie.
It's so different.
Like the original.
You know, I still liked it. Like when it came, I was like, "This is cool as shit." When the Hulk,
it was
first
really
came out,
gimmicky.
I still liked it.
It feels like Marvel's just trying to find their feet, like what works for them, because it was so serious. There's like no jokes in it whatsoever.
Right.
No lightheartedness.
That's what I meant. Like it's directly from the comic, like right from the beginning, and said, "Here you go."
That's the one where he like jumps
jumps
over the mountains and stuff, right?
No, that's the Incredible Hulk. That's the one that the Asian director did. I forget his name.
That's the one where
Is it Edward Norton?
No, it's pre-Edward Norton.
That was Eric Bana.
Eric Bana, yeah. Eric Bana wasn't bad.
Edward Norton did the one that Marvel actually did.
Oh, I did.
When it was rebooted.
I remember it
was rebooted, and at the end of the movie, they actually like said, "Oh, you want to be part of the Avengers?" Except Edward Norton did not carry forward because apparently it didn't work out for him, and that's when they got Ruffalo.
Well, because they said he was hard to work with.
I like Edward Norton.
He's just hard to work with.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, you'll see. A
No,
lot of people
why?
say he takes the roles pretty seriously.
Like he's a diva kind of in a way?
I don't know if he's a diva, but I think he takes the art really seriously, and it like hurts other actors too. It's like, you're not doing this. Like, you know how maybe like Christian Bale when he yelled at the lighting guy, kind of like that, but maybe.
Oh, good for you. I also watched Logan because I have the HBO Go, and it just came out on HBO Go. It's pretty good still. Still like those Patrick Stewart crazy like standing in place scenes. Those are really cool. Destiny 2 Trials of Osiris, I played that a little bit, and the grind sucks. After I finished the story missions, there was like this huge grind, and the story missions only took like a few hours. So I wouldn't recommend the DLC.
There's like
hopefully number 2 is better.
They had a petition out there on Reddit saying, "Don't buy this game for your kids for Christmas."
Well, there's a lot of stigma against it because the DLC kind of made like a paywall. They had a problem with all vanilla activities in Destiny 1 staying relevant. Mm-hmm. Like you couldn't play the Vault of Glass anymore as soon as Crota came out, right? Because the gear didn't matter anymore. So they tried to fix that by raising everything as soon as the DLC came out, but that made a paywall to do into the endgame content. Right. So that was a problem, and everybody got pissed off. So they're doing something about that now. We'll see what happens. The patch is coming out soon. But anyway, that's all I did that week. So with that, let's get into the nerd news.
PlayStation.
All right, guys. If you didn't know, PlayStation VR has exceeded 2 million units sold. You may not think that's a lot, but it's a new technology. First iteration of it. Compare that to how many units the Atari 2600 hold. Or what would you compare it to Pong? Because that's like the first console.
I actually want a VR, but I don't.
Well, it's time to get it now because it's $200. So,
not the new one.
Yeah, this one is $200.
The new one?
Oh, not the new one, but the old one.
Oh, who wants the old one? It's all about the new one.
You don't even play your PlayStation.
This has different buttons.
That's why I don't have it.
That's all it has. Anyway,
if you get the old one, it's almost the same thing.
I think this puts PSVR higher in the selling list than the HTC Vive and the Oculus Rift.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, though I don't. One of them, I'm not sure which one. I think maybe Oculus Rift has barely sold 1 million, if that.
Last I
Same thing
checked,
with HTC
numbers
Vive.
was in February, and it was at 430,000.
Oh, I think it's probably together then.
Yeah,
together
with that was the Vive. Vive sold 420,000. Oculus Rift sold 243,000.
Really?
Yeah,
I think the Oculus Rift would be a little bit more since it's so much cheaper.
that was since February though, so it could have been blown up.
Right now, it's like super cheap. You can get it for like $400, $300.
But the Samsung Gear VR has sold 5 million.
Well, that's because it's handing out to everybody.
Yeah. But what we saw at PSX, which we'll talk about later, I think, is what PlayStation's really doing, what I think is doing. So I'll talk about that later.
All right. Next news topic.
PlayStation.
Guys. Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom finally has a trailer. It's here. Are you ready?
It looks
Let's
the
watch
same
it.
as the other movie.
In what way? How does it look the same?
They use the same technology.
Dating like an accountant now, or
Owen.
Boom,
Ventriloquist?
But
Stop it.
you love
now they
Johnny?
like
This is
parted
not
ways, it looks like, and they're getting back together
So
to make it more dramatic.
What it looks like is this movie may have not.
I know why we're here.
When I'm looking at this trailer, I feel like this movie has
Rescue
lost
Rob.
potential.
Save the dinosaurs.
There's
from
potential
an
for
island
this.
that's about to explode.
In what way?
Because now this is about the island exploding,
Blue is alive.
And they gotta save the dinosaurs?
and they gotta save the dinosaurs, and you're like,
Why?
why aren't these things like dangerous?
Do these animals deserve the same
Meanwhile, we
protection
have
to other species?
A guy saying that life finds a way
Left to die.
while they save him.
Yeah, well, he talks about it in like a courthouse.
These creatures
Here we
were
go.
here before us. And if we're not careful,
This feels exactly like 2 again and 3 mixed together.
Looks like is that like a spine? It's like a Spinosaurus almost,
Yeah.
and then they have an Allosaurus showing up the end, which is kind of cool, I guess.
Blue's back. and he's-
Raider.
Well, he wasn't a traitor. He helped.
See?
He didn't trade him. Maybe he's like, ooh.
He's just talking.
Maybe he's like, it's stinky.
Watch that finger.
Butt hand.
So what's the third movie gonna be called? Like fucking Jurassic
World.
World Extinction?
Yeah, it'll probably be called,
It's gonna be called Rebuilt Kingdom.
You rebuild kingdom.
or it's probably going to be
Oh
called.
look, the Carnosaurus. Oh, yeah, effed up. Ah, we haven't seen that before.
Yeah, T-Rex.
life
T-Rex
cannot
is
be
always there,
contained.
man.
Life breaks
Still
free.
got those balls.
Where are those balls
Life.
coming from?
Well,
they were still
They
there.
were for the
Fireball,
safari thing.
sorry. The
Oh, yeah,
fire.
it was
Oh, the
probably
fireballs
left
from
over.
the volcano.
Why
fireballs
would they
are
have a
over.
volcano?
It's
It's
just
an
going on.
island. Islands are made by volcanoes.
It's true.
Well, he's dead.
Did they know the volcano was gonna explode?
Yeah, that's why they're trying to save the dinosaurs.
Oh, I see.
Or something of that sort. Or they're trying to save certain ones. I don't
Something to that extent.
know. We
coming
don't
out.
know.
The question is, where are they taking them?
June 22nd.
It's like gonna be like King Kong.
Are they
Back
rebuilding
to
the
San
park?
Diego.
That's insane.
Cool. Let's see what happens.
I'll
just
still
think-
watch
I
it.
feel like it has a little bit of lost potential. There's so
I feel
much
like it
they
coulda-
could have done with it.
Yeah, I agree.
That would have made me more into it. I like it, but I wasn't like super into it.
So, guys, next news topic.
Let's get it on.
PlayStation.
Ooh, porn.
Of nerds. All right. So this is a little bit of old news, guys, because we like our dinosaurs. This is still relevant to us. Jurassic World scientists discovered
What? It is this dinosaur.
real world scientists
Yeah.
that are relevant to us because of Jurassic World,
Yes.
that are interested in it, have discovered a dinosaur tail perfectly preserved in amber, and it is full of
Feathers.
feathers.
So if you go down, you can see it. I think this is from 2006. If you keep going, there it is. So there's the feathers of the tail of the animal that they found in amber.
Go
so, up. Oh,
Go up to the concept art.
Oh
It's
yeah.
not concept art. It's art.
Looks like
It's
concept art
so
to me.
cute.
So if you know,
That is actually an arc.
That's a raptor, right?
So
No.
yeah, it could be. It could be.
Well, they think it is because then they think like raptors had feathers.
So, what is a dinosaur more related to? Lizards or birds?
Birds.
Birds. So that's why they think it makes a lot of sense. So
Giant walking birds.
This
So
confirms
Big Bird was
that the
actually
noises
a
that my
dinosaur?
bird makes when it's angry is dinosaur noises.
pretty much.
So
Ringo-
only,
your bird Ringo, too.
so only the small dinosaurs survived.
No,
That makes sense.
A lot of them believe that they were actually closer related to birds than lizards. So it's going to be really cool. China has a lot of cool things they're finding now too. So that's probably why they're finding it there. But anyway, cool.
Next news topic.
PlayStation. Because my first ghost used to follow me around the house and kind of lure me in, so I was definitely awake while I was walking around.
So does the sex part of it always happen in the same room?
What is happening?
Quick play.
Yeah, why'd you pause it?
Oh, why'd you pause it?
So men,
She was just about to tell us the good stuff.
it's going to be harder for you to find a partner since ghosts are going to steal your lady. This lady has had sex with a lot of ghosts.
15 to be exact.
No.
So
no,
they can.
not- yeah, once my fiance had left. It
It could be anywhere.
Yeah.
Is it outside the house?
It's always within the building. Yeah.
So is it
So is it like filling her up right now?
the house? Do you think? I mean, obviously
I
you
don't
as well.
know.
They find you attractive, but
This
I should
sounds
imagine
like
you've
a
got quite
bullshit
name for yourself
story
in the
of
spirit.
somebody trying to get some publicity.
Well, it was a big deal on Reddit over the weekend because another woman came out and said she had sex with ghosts too. So
Shocker.
I don't know what's happening, but if ghosts are having sex with people, then people be diddled by ghosts all the time. So it's kind of weird.
Are ghosts going to be the next ones accused of sexual harassment? We'll see.
Could be.
I'm tired of real life diddling. I don't need ghost diddling in my life. Next news topic.
Casper Diddler.
PlayStation.
You guys, Netflix is bringing The Punisher back for a second season.
Why does it look like he just like walked into a?
I don't know. I tried to use that photo for some of our cover art and just did not work out well. The lighting is like weird.
But he's about to fuck shit up.
Yeah, so that's kind of cool. I like the first season. I wonder where they're going to take it in season 2. And hopefully there's more cameos besides the writer who attacks bombers.
We'll see what happens.
Okay.
Right, so with that, let's get into our first topic of the week. Are you ready? 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 Are you ready?
Aye.
The Game Awards 2007. The Game Awards 2017. Here we go. First, do you know what the Game Awards is?
No.
Yes, I do, because I was there.
Ellie's been before. I don't think she knows the history. Tommy is gone, but I don't think you know the history.
I do. You told me.
Isn't it pretty young? I think we used to be on Spike Television.
Well, it's actually not that young, but it has been on Spike Television. The Game Award began as the Spike Video Game Awards, or also known as VGAs or VGX, in its final year. On December 2013, Spike ended the partnership with the show's creator, Geoff Keighley, after a decade-long partnership. So it started in 2003. So that's a long time, right?
Pretty young.
I know. Well, I think at first it wasn't a big show. There was like handing out awards or something like that, and from there it grew to something bigger. They even had Jack Black host at one time, if you remember that.
Yes, I remember that.
Do you remember they had crap?
Crap.
The guy from Pulp Fiction.
Samuel Jackson.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah,
he
I remember
hosted
that.
one year, and it was really funny because they were trying to have the big movie at the time was King of Kong. And they're trying to have the main hero of that movie get the highest score, and he was just not able to do it. And at the end, he's like, Samuel L. Jackson's like, "You get the score yet?" He's like, playing." He's like, boom, and then fireworks go off. The show ended. I was like, okay.
Yeah, I remember it used to have a lot bigger stars in it. I don't know if it's growing back in popularity as it once was, but
yeah.
We'll see.
Well, we'll get to that. So the VJs back then were criticized for being highly over commercialized and had overboard sponsorships and poor execution year over year. So they had mess ups like the one I just discussed. They had people that were talking crap that were on stage that were saying inappropriate things. And they had a lot of like Game of the Year, Halo, sponsored by Mountain Dew. And Mountain Dew happens to have a partnership with Halo at the time where you can like use a code to get something in the game. And people are like, it's rigged. So they had a lot of problems with that back in the day. In recent years, Geoff Keighley's continued his efforts to carry on the show and is now calling it the Game Awards. And his efforts have garnered the respect and admiration of the industry, I think.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like changed things around a lot. As with previous years, this year it was in the Microsoft Theater in downtown LA, just like it has been since 2014, since he started doing it himself, I believe.
Yes.
So that's cool. So you probably heard about some of the things that have gone on with the show. This like the notable moments.
Mm-hmm.
They often do a lot of premieres during the Game Awards.
Yep.
And bring a lot of actors and famous people on stage. This year, they had a lot of announcements, more than usual. It was a really good year, actually.
I think they were using that as compensation for not doing it at PSX.
Well, I don't think they have anything to do with PSX, but
I think they just got rid of it there and decided to put out the awards where everyone's watching. Makes sense.
Well, maybe
I think
because they weren't having a conference like they were before. Yeah,
I think I have something to say about that.
Make
I'm
the
gonna wait
awards
till you
bigger.
get to PSX to talk
All right.
about that.
So one of the cool things I thought was premiered was Accounting Plus. That was premiered with Justin Roiland on stage.
Oh my god, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it has the voice actors, Adult Swim team behind it, the same kind of quirky.
The premiere was awesome.
It felt like Job Simulator with a kick.
Dude,
Yeah.
it just shows up. It has the same style art. It comes up, and then all of a sudden, it's like Mario ghost looking thing comes up, and it's like, "What the fuck are you doing here?" And you're like, "What?" Everyone's just like, "Wait, what?" And then immediately you realize, "Oh shit, that's Justin Roiland's voice." And then it goes into this like absolutely insane like game trailer. You're just the whole time you're like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Yeah. So next thing that they announced was Reggie Fils-Aimé came up on stage and announced Bayonetta 3 and that Bayonetta 1 and 2 in a package deal will be coming on the Nintendo Switch, which is kind of cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. A lot of people liked Bayonetta.
You can kind of predict
Bayonetta
that
2
1 and 2 would be coming because there's so many Wii U games that are coming to the Nintendo Switch. But we didn't know about 3, and that was a cool announcement that we're bringing a new one. And it looked kind of cool, what they showed of it. Did you
think I just showed up here empty-handed, or what did he say? He said something like that.
Well, he showed Bayonetta 1 and 2.
Oh, did you think that's all?
Yeah, did you think that's all?
And that's
There's
what
one more thing.
And you know what's funny? They all do that.
Well, it was cool.
I've
I
noticed
like Reggie Fils-Aimé. He's a very charismatic guy. I like him. But talking about charisma, we had another thing. IG Aonuma Kit was on stage wielding a Master Sword, and right after that, behind him on the screen, they announced for the rest of the day, for later that day, the DLC drop number 2 for Legend of Zelda was going to be done. So you'd be able to play it.
You called it. You said they're going to announce. We don't know what day it is, and all of a sudden, I think it'll be at the Game Awards, and it happened.
Yeah, I met Brandon Jones online. I was like, "That's my prediction." And it was like, "That was one of our predictions too." So it just made sense because there's going to be so much Nintendo stuff going on,
right?
And it was supposed to come out in December. Another thing, and this is Tommy's favorite thing: a Way Out director went on an anti-Oscar and publisher rant with Geoff Keighley before
Not
premiering.
publisher, just anti-Oscar.
No, he
was an anti-publisher.
Well, he wasn't anti-publisher, but he talked about how EA's been good to him and all those things.
No, he was defending them
A little bit. He was like saying that publishers fuck up, but they've been good to him.
Yeah, that he's defending him. Yeah, yeah. He came out. We think he was drunk as hell, but like he came out. And he's like, this event's this is a good event. This is how it should be. Fuck the Oscars. And then he just goes on a rant, and he never gets to his point, and he just keeps going. And Jeff is like, I don't know what to do.
Well, my thing is, it seemed like he was drunk, and he was a little angry.
Well,
yeah,
he had
he found a niche.
He had history in the film industry, so
and it wasn't good.
He just hates the Oscars.
That's probably why.
Maybe
The
is cooler.
Oscars suck.
It is cooler than the Oscars, the presentations and how it flows, though. Especially,
but I understand what he means, though. He's saying like, this isn't awards for people who actually play it by people who actually enjoy it, not like Oscars where it's like
these
one guy
pretentious people.
Yeah,
that
people
vote.
who are just being fake and wanting the award. These
Well,
are,
it's
like,
Oscars.
People enjoying.
Oscars are like it's a self-indulging group of people. They're like, I like this. You must like this as well.
Yeah,
or
like
it's like,
if the Oscars was like all the fans could go and vote for that stuff, and
it'd be completely different.
Exactly.
Did you not take any ads out for this movie before we had the Oscar meeting?
Yeah, it goes to like all of that. Like
Yeah,
it even
like,
goes to like the production in this is a lot better than this. This is a
this person's
coming
got,
of age story. We've seen that, like, even though it's amazing, you know, something like that.
Then all of a sudden, one more thing. So, like 3 years ago, they did that thing where no black artists are winning, and then now,
then
like
all of a
this
sudden,
year, everyone's
diversity.
winning. And you're like, what happened? Like, I know that was a big deal, but
it's like they came together and they
you
said,
can't just
let's just do it for a year or two and see.
Yeah, and let's see what people go. And that's so sad. But anyway,
but that resulted in a lot of chatter. A lot that was shared on a lot of social media. So this is actually the most talked about year on social media ever for the Game Awards show, which is pretty cool for Geoff Keighley.
Did you see what happened on Twitch with him when that happened?
What happened on Twitch?
There's just a whole bunch of people saying banned. And when he said F you Oscars, as soon as he said that, the whole chat room went to banned. People sending pictures of a person going like banned.
Because the things he was saying was like, oh, he's gonna get banned
from anything.
Yeah, I don't know what they're saying, but it was really funny to watch. It was funny to watch it go from regular text like, oh, I love Geoff Keighley, and oh, I love this guy. Way Out's gonna be so much fun. Banned, and it went off. But it's really funny. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Like during the whole thing?
During the Twitch live feed.
Oh.
So Tommy has a funny story about this one. Soul Calibur 6 was premiered and had a little cool trailer. Tommy, what happened with you in this?
Oh, there was this guy who was sitting like a row in front of me, and like as the trailer came on, I think his arm was in a sling or something too, and he just like he goes, oh no way. No, and he like gets up out of his chair and everyone's sitting down and he's just screaming at the monitor up above us. And he's just like, oh shit, that's my shit. And he just goes like, and he's just clapping his hand. His arm comes out of the sling like it ain't broken. And he just starts clapping his hand, dancing in his spot. And the guy he came with, I don't know if it was like his son or whatever. He was like super embarrassed. And the whole trailer, he's just like, yeah. Like, and then people were like, damn, this guy is really passionate about Soul Calibur. He was so into the damn game. It was hilarious. And then there's a bit of appreciation though, because you're like, wow, it's good. It's nice to see like people that into.
I thought it was cool. The guy came out in a kimono. Was it a kimono? I don't remember.
In a kimono?
Wasn't he? One of them. He was in Japanese garb. One of them. Somebody
was, but not that guy.
Not the. There's two of them that came up on stage. I'm talking to people on stage.
I don't. Oh yeah. It was one of them was in Japanese garb, and the other guy
was just there. I think that guy was like the higher position, and the other guy was just there to help speak English.
Yeah.
He speak English better. So next game, World War Z, kind of looks a lot like Days Gone, because the Days Gone zombies are faster. But World War Z, they're climbing up on top of each other to get into a building. Yeah. So that was kind of cool. A lot of people were kind of excited for that. But it's another zombie game. How many zombie games do we need?
Was that like the movie scene where they climbed on the wall, kind of?
Yeah.
Scene, like everything.
Very similar. And they're climbing up into a building.
I think after DayZ, the Arma thing, the zombie games just became, because they're so popular, it just went off to a whole new level. Tommy just saw a picture
Tommy's
of himself.
dying, but we're moving on.
Tommy saw his own face on the screen and started laughing.
All right, so Death Stranding had another crazy trailer, and Norman Reedus came up on stage with Hideo Kojima, saying he'll do anything for Hideo Kojima, calling him a genius, and that nothing can stop them now. They're back together.
Who's back together?
Norman Reedus.
Norman Reedus and Hideo Kojima. Before they were going to work on a project called, what was it called?
Don't remember.
It was going to be a horror game, and it was had a teaser. Oh, PT, and it was going to be a Silent Hills game.
That was really good.
And it was. It had. You didn't even know until you finished the game, but it had Norman Reedus in it, and Guillermo del Toro was supposedly involved in it, and it was really big. But then Konami really ruined the relationship with Hideo Kojima, and it was all done. So now he's saying we're back together. He has his own company. PlayStation's awesome. Nothing can break us apart. So that's cool.
PT is so loved that people are willing to pay.
Yeah, just to have a PlayStation that has it downloaded on there still.
Yeah.
I wish I still had it, but I deleted it and I couldn't download it again. I can see it. I can see it in my list of purchased. Can't download it.
Yeah, they killed
Sucks. But anyway, there's a trick of getting it. The next Hideo Kojima thing that happened, and it happened actually before this, but Hideo Kojima came up on stage with Guillermo del Toro, and they promoted the.
I can't believe Guillermo was there.
He was. The Shape of Water.
Jealous.
He was there to promote that film.
The Shape of Water.
It looks cool. It
It's
looks
like a Bioshock
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah, looks good.
Tommy's dying again.
Tommy saw a picture of himself.
Did
again.
someone tickle your throat?
I'm just laughing because you were just hitting him in the head, and then you just broke us out of the car.
Wait, what?
That's why I've been laughing at this whole time. You were beating him on the head, and then you just like just got it really hard.
You're encouraging her.
No, like it was so casual too. Like I was like, why is she doing it?
All right, so last notable moment at the Game Awards this year, we had the developer of the Astronauts, which is made up of 3 former members of the People Can Fly developer company, which co-developed Gears of War and Bulletstorm. Remember Bulletstorm? It was an awesome game.
Yeah, it was fun.
They revealed a very cool FPS multiplayer game with elements of their exploration game that they previously did called The Vanishing of Ethan Carter. So it looks pretty neat. Do you remember that, Tommy? The trailer for it? Yeah, it's the one that had the people dropping into the ground and that has explored rooms, and the rooms are randomly generated, so it's different each time.
Yeah, that was crazy.
And you're going against a different team. So it looks really cool. I'm excited for that. We'll see how it is. Hopefully it's not going to be full of microtransactions or loot boxes.
Hey,
Correct.
William.
So we'll see. Yes.
My favorite games won all the awards.
Okay.
A lot of Nintendo games, right? So we're going to go through this real quick. We're going to start with some of the ones that are not big and go up all the way to the game of the year. So best debut indie game, we got Cuphead. Look at that. Slime Rancher,
No
Mr. Shifty,
surprise.
Hollow Knight, and Golf Story were also nominated. Best esports game, Counter-Strike Global Offense, Dota 2, League of Legends, Rocket League, and the winner is Overwatch.
Yep.
Overwatch.
How would you not
Still
see that coming?
Really popular.
Hey, quick question.
Yes.
When did League of Legends first come out?
Years ago.
Quite a while ago, yeah.
So why are they to be nominated?
Because this is kind of like an ongoing thing.
It's a new category
it's
for, like,
esports.
still, like, popular.
Esports games are like for a long time. So for
So
something
just
to be
like something that's still popular. Like what game like really?
well, esports means that people compete with that game. That's what that really means.
Gotcha.
So a game has to be out for a long time for people to compete with it competitively out.
But Overwatch hasn't been out that long.
Yeah, well, it doesn't have to be out for a long time.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Okay, anyway, trending gamer.
Trending gamer. A lot of people thought that Andrea Ryan would be winning this award.
But who won actually?
Guy Beam.
And what does he do?
He's a new YouTuber and he's really dorky and stupid, and I hate him. He has like a really dumb wig and wears glasses. He's like a stupid comedian. I don't know how the hell he won this award, but he had like a bunch of retarded kids voting for him or something. Something about the Game Awards is most of these are based off of fan votes, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
But at the same time, fans don't know what the hell they're talking about sometimes.
Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't.
Tell me
Depends
what
on
else
who it is.
Cuphead won.
Well, Ellie, since you asked, Best Independent Game is the next award, and Cuphead won that. Also nominated was Pyre Night in the Woods, What Remains of Edith Finch, and Hellblade. We got a lot of Hellblade and What Remains of Edith Finch. Most anticipated game. These games are not out yet. God of War, Marvel's Spider-Man, Monster Hunter World, and Red Dead Redemption 2. Winner was The Last of Us Part 2.
That was hard because there's so many games that are.
Yeah, I actually voted
really
for
good.
Spider-Man because I was actually I know you voted for God of War.
God of War, yeah.
Ellie, did you vote for that one?
I think I voted first for God of War 2.
Did you vote?
Yes, I
So,
did.
what'd you vote for?
I voted for God of War.
Oh man, I was the only one that did Spider-Man. Everyone
Though,
else was God of
granted,
War.
I did think Red Dead Redemption might take it, but I was completely.
I liked God of War because I love that game. Red Dead Redemption, I can't really tell anything right now, but God of War, I already know that the game is going to be like.
This is Spider-Man. I've always loved Spider-Man games since Spider-Man 2. I've been obsessed with those like free swinging ones. I stopped at Spider-Man.
You know what I'm
3. What?
outraged about?
What?
Mario Kart didn't win an award for
It's an old-
best multiplayer.
It's an old game though. So best multiplayer, yes, Mario Kart 8 was nominated. Destiny 2 was, Splatoon 2 was, Call of Duty World at War 2, Fortnite, and Players Unknown Battlegrounds was the winner.
You know, you didn't
Also
tell
known
me
as PUBG.
Yeah, you didn't tell me that. You just said player. You read the whole name out, and I didn't know it by that name.
Really?
I just knew PUBG, I've heard it like for like months already.
Yeah.
And then you're like, I'm like, what the hell is that game? I've never
You
heard.
really don't know the normal one, just PUBG.
I just knew the acronym.
And you know what game won best strategy game, and I don't care for?
Well, you're skipping something, but yeah, sure. What was it?
Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle.
Okay, yeah, that was the winner. That was the one that we covered that we were kind of hoping Nintendo got some more attention for, or Ubisoft.
I mean, I guess that's good, but whatever.
XCOM 2, War of the Chosen, Tooth and Tail, Halo War 2, Total War Warhammer 2 were also nominated but did not win. Best Sports/Racing Game, Forza Motorsport 7 was the winner.
Wow.
So
it beat FIFA.
Yep, FIFA was nominated but didn't win.
FIFA is like so boring.
And it beat NBA 2K18.
Mm-hmm. Best Family Game, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was nominated, Ellie. Didn't win, though. Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle, Sonic Mania, Splatoon 2, and the winner, Super Mario Odyssey. This is the only award that Super Mario Odyssey won.
It's okay, though.
Why is that a family game?
Which one?
You can't even play with other people, can you? No.
How's that?
It has to be rated E for all.
No.
I think is.
I thought it wasn't rated E. I thought it was rated like 10 up or something for Odyssey.
Which one?
Odyssey. I thought Odyssey was like the only game ever that wasn't rated E.
Really?
Yeah, because of like the violence against women or something.
What?
I have to look this up.
The
That's
feminism
silly.
and stuff.
It's not rated like the lowest rating where all kids could play.
All right, well, moving on. Next, Best Fighting Game. We have ARMS, where we're playing against each other. We have Marvel vs. Capcom
You know what
Infinite.
won, and I never heard of it before.
Well, no.
Persona 5.
No, you're on the wrong thing here. Oh my goodness, would you shut up? Tekken 7, Nidhogg 2, and the winner, Injustice 2.
But why?
Because it's really cool. It has all the DC characters pitting against each other.
I really thought ARMS would win. ARMS kind of disappeared. Have you noticed that? Like,
yeah,
there was a lot of hype for it, and then they just kind of dropped it.
I wish it was sticking around still, but yeah, Injustice 2 with all the DC characters, Superman, Green Lantern, Batman. It just
Where was 1-2 Switch?
I don't know. Where was
Best
it?
Family Game.
It's not E for all. It's rated 10 up.
Oh, 10 up. There you go. So best role-playing game, Ellie already spoiled this one. Nier Automata, Divinity Original Sin 2, Final Fantasy 15, South Park The Fractured Butthole. But the winner was Persona 5.
That game is like super popular.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Best action/adventure game, we have Horizon Zero Dawn
You know who
nominated.
won? My favorite.
Super Mario Odyssey, Assassin's Creed Origins, Uncharted The Lost Legacy. But the winner was, Ellie,
Legends of Zelda.
It wasn't even
Breath of
on
the
there, was
Wild.
it? You didn't say that.
Legend of Zelda what?
Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild. Best action game, we have Cuphead
Breath of
nominated,
the
Destiny
Wild.
2, Neo, Prey, Wolfenstein 2. Wolfenstein 2 was the winner. Best AR
Breath of the Wild.
VR game. I don't understand this one. Farpoint was nominated, Lone Echo, Echo Arena, Star Trek Bridge Crew, Super Hot VR, and Resident Evil 7. Biohazard was the winner. Doesn't make sense to me because it doesn't even have VR in-game controls, but it was still fun to play in VR and pretty immersive, so I guess I can see where they're coming from with that.
Okay, yeah.
Best handheld game, we got Fire Emblem Echoes, Ever Oasis, Monster Hunter Stories, Poochie, and Yoshi's Woolly World. And the winner was Metroid Samus Returns.
I voted for Woolly World.
Oh, you did? Did you play it?
No, but it's cute.
But it sounded fun, huh?
Yeah.
Hidden Folks, Old Man's Journey, Super Mario Run, and Fire Emblem Heroes. And the game for best mobile game, Monument Valley 2.
I actually voted for that
Monument
one.
Valley is actually very popular.
Yeah, it is.
I remember when it first came, the Monument Valley 1 came out.
Cute.
Took over.
So here we go. This one's a given. Best ongoing game. I'll let you guess what it is.
Destiny
out of all
2.
Didn't we already say this?
No,
What?
that was esports game.
Best ongoing game.
I
Best
voted for
ongoing
Destiny
game.
2.
I voted for Destiny 2 as well, but Overwatch won.
Yeah.
Everybody loves that Overwatch.
I voted for Overwatch.
Warframe,
that's
Rainbow
cool.
Six, Grand Theft Auto Online, and PUBG was also nominated.
I would have voted for the Sims.
PUBG is the one that people felt got a little bit of shafted, but I thought
I thought they won some.
They did get a little
Nobel
shafted
awards.
considering that so many people play it.
I don't think a lot of Americans play it. I think a lot of Chinese play it.
They got some notable awards.
And the winner for the best performances.
No, games for impact. This means thought-provoking games. We have What Remains of Edith Finch, Bury Me, My Love, Life is Strange Before the Storm, Night in
know
the
who
Woods,
won.
Please Knock on My Door, and who won?
Hellblade.
Hellblade's Son. I don't even know how to say it. Son of Sacrifice. That was the winner.
Night in the Woods. What is that about?
It's about surviving in the woods. So I can tell you.
Okay. Best performance was won by Melina Jaga from Hellblade.
That's very disrespectful to that person.
Jacka.
All right, so Ashley Birch, who did Aloy from Horizon Zero Dawn, was nominated. Brian Bloom from Wolfenstein 2, he did BJ Blazkowicz. Claudia Black, who did Uncharted: The Lost Legacy, as Chloe Fraser. Laura Bailey, who did Uncharted: The Lost Legacy, as Nadine Ross. But as Ellie tried to say, Melina Juergens, who did Hellblade, was the winner. And that was interesting because, Tommy, why?
Because obviously that game was like
hell.
No, I have no idea what I'm talking about, do you?
No, it's because it was her first time acting and she's actually an editor. Bam!
There you go! There you go!
I didn't know
That's what I was looking
on.
for.
Oh.
Best audio design,
stop?
Super Mario Odyssey, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Resident Evil 7 Biohazard,
Thought I
Destiny
can't handle
2.
my shit,
Who was
nigga?
the winner for Best Audio Design?
Not me.
I know Hellblade.
There you go.
I
Hellblade is
never even
winning
heard this game.
a lot of awards. Apparently it's based off like a mental disability. I have never played it, but
I heard about it now. It's a girl with blue head.
Yes.
Yeah, now I know
But
that.
I would have voted for Destiny.
It was on
2 or
it was
Super
on
Mario.
sale on Steam for like 3 weeks. And I'm like, what is Hellblade?
I think it's one of those that's just underrated, and if you play it, you probably
Yeah,
love it.
I need to actually check this out now because it's won so much stuff. So another game that has notable stuff here that won this one: Best Score / Music. Persona 5 was nominated. Super Mario
Destiny
Odyssey.
2 won.
Destiny 2 did not win.
Cuphead won.
Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, but the winner was Nier Automata.
Which
Whoa,
is weird.
so good.
What is it? What game is that?
It's an RPG, a Japanese RPG.
Why didn't Cuphead win? They had amazing
It did. They actually did a lot
Nier's
of.
character is really
They
popular in
had
Japanese
a
culture.
whole orchestra for it.
They did a lot of jazz music during this. It was pretty cool.
And then Mario Odyssey, sure, and didn't win. But Breath of the Wild.
Can you let him continue?
But I'm just really mad about it.
Okay, Best Art Direction. We had Horizon Zero Dawn nominated.
Cuphead
Persona
won.
5, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Destiny 2, Cuphead. Winner.
I knew Cuphead was going to win that.
Either Cuphead or Breath of the
Art
Wild.
was just
should've won.
amazing.
Best Narrative. We have Horizon Zero Dawn, Wolfenstein 2, Hellblade, Nier Automata. The winner was
The last one you're going to say?
What Remains of Edith Finch, which is the last one I said.
I guess it's cool.
Best Game Direction. Here we go.
I know
Horizon
who
Zero
won.
Dawn, Super Mario Odyssey, Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, Wolfenstein 2, and the winner is...
Legends of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Yep, for Best Game
Game of the
Direction.
year. I know who won.
One thing I don't understand is you put all these games in all these different categories that they chose,
And some are winning multiple ones. I know.
Yeah, and you're putting them in.
This one is like the most notable for me because this is the second to last like biggest thing they did. Best Game Direction. It was like they made a big deal out of it. Legend of Zelda won. It's like, okay, so Legend of Zelda cannot be Game of the Year, but we had pretty much the same games nominated for that, except minus Resident Evil 7.
Why is
and
Wolfenstein 2 on here so much?
It's a good game.
It's a good game, I know, but it's not like
I don't know. The crowd was going nuts.
I don't know
every
why
time
Destiny 2 is.
It's a
on
very underrated game from what I'm hearing.
But
I bought it. I haven't played it yet.
People were
but
going pretty crazy
It's
over it.
it's a pretty good game. It's a lot even better than
I'm not
the
saying
first
it's
one.
bad. I'm just saying it's just recently came out.
Hey,
it's really
and guess
difficult
what?
to.
I voted Game of the Year. The winner. I did that.
Yeah, so Horizon Zero Dawn, Persona 5, PUBG, Super Mario Odyssey were all nominated, but The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild won Game of the
And
Year.
they took the most, didn't they?
Which I couldn't believe. I thought fucking Mario was going to take that one.
No.
but
No.
Well, it's just
Mario-
awkward because the people were just on stage for the previous award, and then they come back
No,
on
no,
for the last one.
No, there was a little bit of
agree-
distance.
I agree
It was like
with
one or two awards.
Zelda being the game of the year.
Well, they
personally.
separate it with like stuff in between, but yeah.
I think game of the year for Zelda was perfect
Yeah.
because
Mario Odyssey, was
Mario
fun,
Odyssey
but
was not as notable
ground-
for me
yeah.
as Zelda was because I fell in love with Zelda to the point where I didn't stop playing it.
Yeah.
Some days I went to work late because I was still playing it.
Yeah, and Mario, I could put it down and be like, I'm frustrated. I'm going to put this down.
So, Tommy, did you like the Game Awards this year? This is your first year.
I loved it. I actually really enjoyed
Isn't it much more fun than the actual PSX?
The show is
Yeah.
more fun than the presentation they had there.
I mean, let's just say, yeah, it was actually more enjoyable because everything was like interesting. I got to see game. I mean, if they didn't have like game reveals and like occasional like celebrities from games pop out and be like,
They
"Oh
got
my
to-
god, it's this person, that person," then it wouldn't have been as entertaining. If it was just like straight up awards only, I would have been
Yeah,
like,
but
all
they
right.
make a show out of it, right?
Yeah, but you're surrounded by dorky people just like you that are like just as excited for.
Plus, you're in LA Live, and LA Live is pretty nice now. It used to be
$30 for parking, though. Ridiculous. Sohail and
Ridiculous.
Ellie, do you regret not going?
no.
Oh, wow. Why?
Well, there's no.
I was things I was doing that was
Yeah.
much more.
Do you wish
interesting.
you could have gone?
If I had nothing to do, yes.
If I didn't,
Not like if there was nothing to do, but if I had nothing to do,
Because you have
like
so many better things to do than this.
well, if I didn't have to go to a function, then yes, I would go.
Yeah, same.
I just want to know how the hell they ran out of tickets to print.
The fancy tickets.
Yeah, they ran out of the fancy PSX.
You
tickets.
literally were
Or-
closer to the stage than Will, weren't you?
Yeah, a little bit, but I was still far
I had
enough
a better-
to the right
I had
side.
a view of where they're talking to people
Yeah,
on
yeah.
the thing, though.
Yeah, he had a way better view than I did. I had a camera in my view.
All right, guys. So before we move on to the next topic that we're talking about, let's talk about a fun fact real quick. Did you know that the highly controversial trailer for the No Man's Sky premiere at the Game Awards in 2014, which set the bar high on expectations, which ultimately resulted in a terrible game launch and delivered in promises and in all that disappointment when the game finally launched, was in 2014 at the Game Awards? Did you know that?
Nope.
I did not know that. New things.
Where are they
every day.
now? It's what I want to know.
What do you mean?
No Man's Sky.
Oh,
like,
damn. Hello.
Well, now they have much better.
The game has gotten better.
Yeah,
But
the game's
it's-
better, but now nobody cares.
Nobody cares because it's already over. 'cause
Now the
no one-
following behind it's very small.
Yeah.
I actually see a lot of posts about it on Twitter still. So it does have a following, but it's nowhere near as large or as hyped as it once was.
People fell off as soon as the controversy came out that there was not going to be an update for a while, and then there was a problem.
Yeah, but now they
something.
supposedly have actual like multiplayer. You can actually meet with people in there.
Yep.
Now they have base building, everything that it should have had when it came out.
Yeah.
So it's kind of sad.
So that's why, like, the Ace card we got in the first, what was it called? The first PSX. Oh, that was not an Ace. That was a Joker.
that's why you can find 20 copies of No Man's Sky at the pawn shop.
You know what I just realized, Will? This guy was looking at you quite a lot.
I think he liked them.
The guy behind me?
No, the guy you're talking to. I forgot
Well,
his
because
name.
he's a personal.
He's not
person.
doing it now, but he was. And when you first talked, he
'Cause
was
it's all-
staring
it's
right
all
at
about
you.
eye contact.
But he wasn't looking. Well, Will wasn't looking at him.
I think he thought I was going to take a selfie at first. All right, so let's move on to the topic.
Oh.
Second topic of the week.
What is it?
PlayStation Experience 2017, also known as PSX.
Batman, the game.
This is Ellie and William.
PlayStation.
This is Elliot and William. PlayStation.
All right, guys. So things were very different this year. They didn't have a presentation. What do you call it? Like, yeah,
There was
just
no
a
opening-
keynote presentation.
no
in the
opening
morning.
keynote.
They had an opening keynote, but
they
it wasn't.
had it the night before,
And for early bird people.
and only for early
and
bird
media.
people. And media,
Which I missed.
Stop bragging. But they did have some things and they didn't. It was more conversational. They didn't have as many announcements. We attribute that to maybe they wanted to save it for E3, and maybe Game Awards took some of those.
I think the Game Awards took all
I think
those.
I think that was more like a sit down. It was kind of like more like a keynote. It wasn't a keynote. It was kind of like a what was it called again?
Kind of more like a panel. Almost.
Panel, yeah. It was like
Yeah.
a panel, and they had somebody on there that I wrote about a little bit. But let you take over.
So they did cover some stuff. Wipeout Omega, the collection, is getting a VR mode.
Yeah, which me and Tommy played.
So if you don't know what that is, it's a sensible addition to the game, given that VR tends to work best when someone's occupying a fixed space, like a cockpit. So you're in a cockpit in that game. And it works well in that because if you're working using controller, it's not like you have to wave your hands around. So that works
Right. And me and Tommy played this game actually in the media lounge, and the question that we kept getting was this: how do you feel? How do you feel?
Oh, wow. They're afraid you're going to throw up, huh?
They thought he was going to throw up.
Really?
Because he kept grabbing his eyes, and he was tearing. So they thought he was going to...
Were your eyes messed up, Tommy?
They weren't messed up. It was just that I didn't blink because it was really like the graphics on it was really clean, but like it was so quick pace because the racing is really fast.
Oh.
Like if you compare it to like say Gran Turismo was easier to follow with your eye, but this was like so quick, and there's so much like so much scenery that I don't recognize that I had to like figure out what the hell I'm looking at.
Right.
And so I wasn't blinking, and then by the time I was okay, and towards the end of it, and then like all of a sudden I just kept
Well, her first
my
thing
eyes
was
started crying.
she was asking, "Are you okay?" because are you okay? And he kept like grabbing his eyes.
Just want to make sure that you're not going to die on him.
But the reason why is because the game has a lot of fluid motion up and down and side to side.
I could feel the up and down.
So
the side to side didn't
whenever I was playing it, he came in 7th when he finished. I came in 1st. And the lady,
you're a hacker.
The lady was really impressed that I was able to come in first the first time.
Did she ask for your phone number? Because she was really impressed.
She didn't ask for my phone number, but she
all right.
asked
Well,
me if
moving
you're
on to
okay.
the next thing. They gave some more God of War details, and they
Ooh.
revealed that it'd be very long, 35 to 40 hours long.
Right.
And they had a new trailer.
Now that's a game.
So that's going to be 40 hours is a good game. That's a game you're going to put a good couple weeks into.
Not to mention the kind of game like God of War looks like it's going to be like all cinematic. That's going to be really
For
fun.
God's sake, Santa Monica Studios, don't put no deals. Don't put nothing in there that's like pay for win stuff.
We got more Detroit Become Human details. There's going to be...
Guess what?
Well, they didn't really announce anything else, but they allowed everybody that was at the event to play the game by shouting out what was going to happen on screen.
Yeah.
So the kind of a little bit more detail as they added, I showed another aspect of the game, but it was just like kind of nothing new, just a different part of the game that was covered. Nothing as controversial as that last trailer is that they showed. Do you know what I'm talking about? The one with the girl that dies if you do and the abusive father.
Yeah.
It's pretty
Wait,
cool.
so that's the same one? It's the same game?
Same game.
Detroit Become Human.
Oh,
But that's
what I was talking about to you.
That was what they wanted, though. They wanted that controversy, I thought.
No, I believe so too, and I hope it
that
doesn't
trailer
ever-
was way more intense for me.
I hope it
than
never
the
gets censored. That's what I hope.
That game is not. It's like Heavy Rain, right? For people that don't know.
Yeah.
And
Quantum
Heavy
Dream
Rain
developer.
Heavy Rain was like a sleeper for me. I never even touched it. Then I borrowed it from Ryan, and I fell in love with that game. Mm-hmm. I was like, this is really freaking great.
Interactive movie.
Yep.
Interactive movie.
Sean! Sorry.
Polo.
Medieval is getting a remaster for PS4. And that's what Sean Layden was wearing when he was on the PSX floor or stage or seat.
So he I think Sean Layden and anybody else that's been at the PSX panels or basically the beginning of the game always wears like one of these old school shirts that points off to the next game that's going to come out, right? So like that one year we were there, I think it wasn't Las Vegas, but it was
Crash Bandicoot
shirt, and then we found out Crash Bandicoot's getting an HD remake the
Even though
next
they said
year.
it was unintentional.
Yeah, it was unintentional, but it's intentional. And then this one, the year before, they were wearing the Wipeout shirt, and then Wipeout's getting an HD. And then this year he's wearing the Medieval shirt. So, and Medieval's going to VR, so that's going to be great.
Yeah. So I actually thought this was very cool. I wasn't making it something I really wanted to do because it was playable on the show floor, but something I actually want to look into experiencing myself. The Last Guardian is getting a VR compatibility demo.
Oh, we could have played that, by the way.
Yeah, but
I completely forgot.
But what I've heard from when we were at there, I was listening to some lady telling me they're worried about people throwing up in that game, especially.
Why?
Because that game, there's so much movement as a first person, like falling back or this and that. They're like, you really need a barf bag. They said, for some people, not like me or probably Will won't need it, but I can see other people needing it.
So Greg Miller came on the stage with Sean Layden. They're all having a little conversation. I mean, it's more what you see from Greg Miller.
Same shit.
Same shit.
But not because I don't like him, but the same thing he talks about.
Greg Miller.
Yeah.
And later on, during the actual PSX convention, he would be running around with the shirt off, wearing a Spider-Man mask, and jumping around. It was
what did he ask Shuhei? What did he ask Sean Layden? Sorry, not Shuhei. What did he ask Sean Layden?
I fart on you was epitome of funny.
Oh no! What I wrote is epitome of funny. What it was is that he asked, "Are we going to get to change our PSN names?" And Sean Layden said, "It's possible." And then the reason
I think they've hinted to this before, though.
Yeah. Well, he said it's coming, but they're not sure. And
they said they're going to do it.
If they say they're going to do it, then they say they're going to do it. All right.
I hope they're going to do it.
And then he said, and the reason why I put that in there is the epitome of funny is like when you were 13, you put my name as I fart on you or smoke weed every day 420. And then you're like, I don't want to be I smoke weed every day 420 now.
Yeah.
I'm adult. I kind of want to be like, I don't know,
yeah,
Forza
like,
Racer 6 or something.
Yeah, like what if your name was like Gangbang 45
or Ellie Sore?
What?
Gangbang 45.
I have the
Gangbang 69, bro.
What's yours, Ellie?
Ellie's sword.
Ooh, Ellie's sword.
Add her now if you want her.
I might want to change it to Elliesaurus Rex. I'm not sure.
I might not
That'd
be.
be fun.
I might not be just my first name and my last name initial anymore. Because I just did that. I was like, I don't want people to.
I might change mine so people can actually say my name, even though I enjoy them not being able to say it.
Anthropino.
Yeah, but everybody, like, Sloan is the most famous for going, Anthropino.
Yeah, Anthroponino.
Anthroponino.
Wait, it's not Anthropenis? I thought it was Anthropenis.
Penis.
You're going a little
shit.
carried away there.
Okay.
All right, so something I really liked about the PlayStation experience that we really didn't get to experience last year was the Capcom Cup 2017.
We did it. It was so busy. We couldn't get there last time.
Mina RD from the Dominican Republic.
Rise.
No,
Mena,
that was good.
Oh man, I was going to destroy it. Mena RD is his name.
Mena RD.
And he's from the Dominican Republic.
He's from the Dominican Republic, and he took the Capcom Cup this year, taking home $250,000.
Which is big. If you win the other one, which is I think the not the Capcom Cup, but it's like forget the name, but there's another tournament. You get like 600,000. So this is like or 500,000. Not CS:GO. Look at me doing some crazy stuff. Look at Tommy, he's looking good. The other one is the other Capcom.
I was like, what?
The other Street Fighter thing. You get Evo.
Evo, yeah.
Evo, yeah. If you win Evo, it's 500,000 or something like that. So if you win both, it's like almost $1 million.
Very, very lucrative if you're that good, which most people are not. Even the people that are that good, they're still lucky if they
honestly
win.
Watching them play, I thought they weren't that great, but then I thought it's probably because they're so good that they have to play super safe.
Yeah.
So it's like
you
constant
saw
blocking. Like
yeah, well, you saw like I was like, why doesn't it just do something?
Yeah,
but it's because they're going to trying to anticipate each other's moves,
right?
Because they're trying to read into the motions. Like they're moving very jerky. Whenever I was looking at how they're moving, it's like, why is he so jerky?
Right,
like he's constantly moving back and forth. It's like, oh my god. So after the event, Yoshinori Ono, who we all love, who carries around a little Blanca figure with him all the time,
this time
came onto stage, and he had revealed to everybody the Street Fighter V Arcade Edition, which has new characters.
Which is a lot of characters.
Blanca, Sagat, Sakura, Falke, I'm not sure how you say his name, Cody, and G. And those are... I'm most excited for Blanca finally to be in Street Fighter V because they constantly want to use his electricity. And Sagat's really cool.
The biggest characters are Sagat, Cody, Blanca. Those are the ones that everybody was excited about. The other...
Your brother Suha, who's a big Street Fighter fan, really wanted Sakura.
And his favorite character out of those...
I'm sorry, isn't it Sakura?
Yeah, Sakura. But his favorite character of all those things, he said in the car when we were driving out, is Cody. Because he was like, yeah, he likes... Sakura is like she's a disciple of Ryu. Mm-hmm. So that's why
I played her in Street Fighter Alpha 5.
Yeah, he probably liked her for that, but from what I remember, he really, really wanted to see Cody because Cody's one character that he hasn't seen in a long time.
I just want to experience it.
Yeah. Sagat is a much-loved character, so that's probably why everybody's super excited. But yeah, go ahead.
So that was very cool, and that's what we got on the second day on Sunday. But there were just a lot of cool panels that they had this year, too. I'd say some of them are much more notable than last year. We had accounting for Accounting Plus, Squanch Games, and Crows, which was the developer for the Adult Swim game Accounting for Accounting Plus. So that's the game that has Justin Roiland, who is from Rick and Morty,
who passed by me in the hallway, a feet away from me, but I wanted to get his autograph and a selfie.
Tommy was like ready to get on his knees. I mean, that's how excited he was.
No, but he was. I wanted to get his autograph and a selfie, but he was eating and talking to somebody. I was actually kind of interested. I was like kind of shocked to see that.
That he eats?
That he talks just like he does in the cartoons. Like,
oh really? No.
Yeah, he's just like, yeah, man, this is cool as shit, man. Yeah, I can't believe it. Thanks, bro. I was like, what the fuck?
A guy's voice I wish I could do is Shake from Aqua Teen Hunters.
Oh my god, yeah, I love Shake.
That guy sounds like that normally.
I know he does. Same thing as Justin Roiland.
The guy that was with him though, Justin Roiland, was the guy that did Accounting Plus. That one guy with all the fluffy hair. I don't know what his name is, but
he looked like
he looks like a rock star.
He looks like Chris Angel.
Yeah. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, he was there too.
Yeah, he was at the Game Awards as well. So Media Molecule presents Dreams, which is their new game, which is getting build your own game, but instead of 2D like Crap, what's that game called? Little Big Planet. It's actually 3D.
Okay.
So it's a 3D version of Little Big Planet, pretty much, without Sackboy, unless they actually bring Sackboy back.
Which would be kind of cool.
I thought it was going to launch in VR, but it's not. So it's going to be patched later. So that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
IGN ranks the top 10 PlayStation games of all time was another panel. Ghosts of Tsushima from concept to reveal was another panel, and that's one that we attended because we were so excited about that game from Sucker Punch, which is taking place in Japan. I'm really excited for it.
I really want that game too, and I couldn't watch the whole thing because PSX sucks at setting their timing, and I had to go get a God of War signature.
Yeah, I agree. It was a really cool panel. They showed us that they mocapped horses, which is kind of cool. I don't really get to see them mocap animals very much.
It's kind of
especially
interesting
for video
right?
games.
I mean, it's kind of interesting that they're willing to go that far, but you guys had a lot of issues getting between panels and stuff, right?
Yeah, we only attended 2 for the whole day. So Ghost of Tsushima, we went to that one. Uncharted 10th anniversary celebration. We didn't go to that one, but it happened. I can't say how it was because it wasn't there. The Last of Us Part 2, Meet the Cast. That was an interesting one and a big one.
I like that one.
It's a very anticipated game. It won most anticipated game for
from last year.
Game Awards.
The one for Uncharted 4 was really unpopular too. Meet the Cast
was really unpopular. Or popular?
Was a popular one too because all the casts are sitting up there and you can listen to them and they're like doing the voices for you slightly.
Well, this was cool. It opened up with the guy that does Joel and the guy that does Ellie singing, kind of like a country, like a folk song.
The girl who does Ellie singing.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of cool, right? Because you get to see them
Joel.
Really. The guys that do the voices, you get to
saying.
see their faces, and they sang the song, which is like, holy shit, that's
in
what they look
person
like.
live, which is cool. And then Neil Druckmann.
You can totally picture them as their characters.
Neil Druckmann and the rest of the team came up. The new director that replaced the other person that was working with him on the previous game. They were talking about some stuff. He spilled the beans on something big, and saying that the person that I forget her name, the one that was filling in for the girl.
Prego
went home and said, I think I just got somebody pregnant. And he was like really biting his teeth to hold this back. But then I was like, okay, I'll reveal it. And then it felt like nobody appreciated him revealing it. Like there were like a lot of people wish he just had not said that or something. Everybody was quiet. There's like one person that said, Ellie's pregnant. And then he just was like really awkwardly slapping his knee. Like, oh God, I should not have said that.
He could have lied. He could have just been lying.
Well,
just to like appease us.
It can be taken so many different ways.
Right.
So he could be talking about that girl.
People were just thinking, like, what is this?
Yeah.
So what do you
could just be talking about the muscle lady from the trailer, the second trailer that we got.
Yeah, it could have been her. It could have been, but he introduced an unknown, which caused people to do all kinds of crazy stuff in their heads. And there you go. They're singing on stage.
There you go. What's happening? Why are you laughing so much? What happened, Tommy?
Look at her nose.
It's been that way because she jams it into her microphone.
Because it's still got the makeup on. It's this on your nose.
What?
You're fine. All right. So those were all the panels, guys. So something that we noticed. What did we notice about the show floor this year, Sahil?
Ooh, the show floor had a lot more VR on it and a lot more photo ops.
Very true. Yeah, there was a lot more VR, but yeah, more photo ops than I've ever seen.
There was a lot of VR
at a convention.
I'm going to say something about it if you want me to. But
what do you want to say?
I think that PlayStation, noticing that their VR sales are the strongest in the market, is pushing for VR releases. You had VR for what out there? You had VR for Skyrim, VR for Doom, VR for
a lot
Rick
of these
and Morty.
Are ports of.
There was a lot of VR games that we didn't try
on a PSX floor. You didn't need to bring them here, but they put everything out there VR wise, and I was like, I think they're doubling down on VR. I don't know, but that's my belief. When I went into the media room.
Do you think it's because it's easier? Because the games are generally shorter?
I don't know. I just think that people. I think
they're actually longer.
I think they're longer, but they also take
40-hour games.
They're not.
You mean no?
Like
I mean, as far as demo, they're usually a little bit longer.
Yeah. I meant like full game wise.
But you're seeing.
Well, no, like Skyrim is a full length actual game.
You'll never.
Doom, I don't know. I haven't played that.
You'll never see Skyrim get finished really, even when you play it normally.
Well. It supports both the motion controls and the controller, so you can sit down like you would with
right?
Resident
But
Evil.
I meant even if you're Skyrim is like an infinite game, pretty much.
Yeah.
But all these games are getting ported over is huge. But what I'm trying to say is that all these VR games being released is a big deal. So
yeah. So second thing you said, a lot of photo ops. There was a Marvel's Spider-Man 180-degree cam and a standard photo on the rooftop, which was kind of cool.
Ooh.
God of War boat and live actor stand-in photo op. And a Shadow of the Colossus photo op with a Colossus. You stand on top of the Colossus and you jam a sword into the head and the eyeballs light up. Why it's not a video when you're doing that, I don't know. But it's still pretty cool they can climb on top of the Colossus
which one was
head.
my favorite one?
But why did they shoot snow out of his head? In the game, it was like black juice.
Well, it's because they can't make black juice, so they shot bubbles out.
It wasn't bubbles? It was like
he said
black
it was bubbles.
Foam, white foam.
No, he said it was bubbles.
Well, how else can you do it in real life?
Because it wasn't working when I did it.
Why can't you make black bubbles?
I
It
think
wasn't
they were
working when I
just
did
trying to
either.
make snow.
Yeah, it looked like snow.
They're just trying to make
No,
snow.
no.
Trying to represent the...
He told me, because I asked
remember
him.
one time I was sitting there and I was
Okay.
looking at it and saying, why are they doing snow? But then
you're trolling.
But there
All right.
was this bear.
Like what was that your favorite?
Yeah, because
Photo
that
op?
bear was
that was
so
my favorite
cool.
The bear
Photo op.
was where?
What?
The bear was where?
What do you mean?
which area was it?
What
in?
photo op was that?
It was with the zombies.
Days
Gone.
Yeah, the zombies.
But I
Days
had
Gone
a great
zombies.
time at the one of the Shadow of the Colossus one because
He had to go up twice.
I got to go up twice
'Cause you don't
they
listen.
messed up. No, they didn't say nothing. It was the guy behind
the
me.
guy was yelling at you.
The guy behind
I
me
stood
said, "Come
next to
down."
him.
The guy said, "Down."
Yeah, the guy was talking to you. You just went up. You pulled the sword and said, "I'm done," and he went back
The
down.
guy behind me
you
said,
didn't
"You
even wait
done."
for the photo or anything.
The guy that took over for the guy that was helping me go up and down the ladder, by the way, was helping somebody on their break, so he didn't know what he was
Look,
doing.
hey, so I went
And
right
then I
up.
went up,
took the
and I
sword,
came back
yanked it
down.
up with ha ha,
And,
then,
the guy,
and it
then
went
the guy,
down.
And the guy behind me said, "Let's go," and I went down. And then he said, "Go back up," so I went back up. And then I asked the guy, "How's your ass doing?" Because you've been climbing these stairs all day. He's like, "It's good, it's good." And as I was coming down, I tripped and almost took out the stage. Because I fell into the panel wall. I was like, oh,
Sorry.
oh,
That's like there's a giant piece of cloth.
Shit.
that thing.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna take this down right now. And it didn't. He's like, some guy was like, help him, help him.
Repeat of the wall from D23.
It could be true.
All right,
I
so
mean, there's multiple people, I think, tripping over that.
yeah, somebody hit it when we were waiting.
And they're like, oh God.
Yeah. So last photo op is the Destiny 2, and you could hold a replica of the Wardcliffe coil, which is a rocket launcher.
It was not very impressive. I'm sorry.
But you could. We didn't see him when he was there, but Cade 6 was there on Saturday.
was?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
I saw
He's my
somebody take a picture with him. Yeah,
Cade
he wasn't.
6.
He wasn't there on Sunday though. Sucks.
It just seems like they had a lot of photo ops because they didn't have anything really to announce. I think this year's PSX, this is my beef with the PSX between this year. I mean, this year's PSX. Either you're going to do the Paris show thing with the PlayStation or you do PSX. You know what I mean? What is that Paris thing they did? The Sony Paris.
The Paris Game Awards.
No, not the Paris.
Paris
Sony did
announcements.
something in Paris. What was it called? again?
Paris E3.
It was just like a presentation thing they did.
Don't do that ever again.
Oh, that's
only
true.
do PSX.
It took away a lot of their announcements because
So-
they made a lot of cool. That's where they premiered the Last of Us Part 2 second trailer, where it had.
Oh yeah, a lot of their good games. were
So
from there.
so why do the Paris thing and then deflate your PlayStation experience? Your PlayStation experience
That's where the gamers go.
is where all your fans go. The Paris thing, your developers are not even goddamn there.
Yeah.
The developers are all here. 90% of them, 50% are here. 30% are everywhere else.
So-
And you have 20% in Canada.
On the show floor, they had 80 exhibitors, which sounds like a lot, right? And they say they had more than 100 plus games that were playable. Out of those 100 plus games, how many did you get to play, Sohail?
So two.
How many did you get to play, Tommy?
Of the
100 plus games that were available to play on
4.
the show floor.
I played Wipeout.
You don't have
that other game.
just
that
give us a
game.
number.
About 7 or 8.
Ellie, how many did you play?
None.
None?
None.
Okay.
I actually played 0.
The only reason I was able to play a lot too is because we went to the media room. Other than that, I would have had like 2 games.
Yeah, we played that one.
No,
I think I played 3.
No, actually, I
Which is
picked.
kinda
I take
sad.
it back. I played Sonic.
You did play Sonic.
That's the only.
Because I played Shadow Colossus, which I found the glitch, and then I played Gran Turismo, Wipeout. I played the Far, whatever the hell it's called. I tried another VR, which was amazing. I forgot the name, Star something.
Yeah. Well, the problem is still with all the VR headsets all over the show floor.
There was only
still,
2 of them per fucking
it's
booth.
really hard to play a game still. Really hard.
It was very difficult because the timing, the
demos were like the Rick and Morty demo was 15 minutes.
and the reason why
you
bring the Rick and Morty demo, which really is kind of funny that you would bring Rick and Morty here to this PSX because it's already been out for PC for a while and it was already on sale on Steam. I think I sent it to Will when it was on sale. But I don't know. I don't understand why they do this to themselves at their fan experiences. But
I think they did it because Justin Roland was there.
Why they did the photo ops, Will, is to suck people out of the games.
Of the lines.
Like, it's a diversion.
Could be, but it's just another line.
Yeah, essentially another line. I played Wipeout. I played that one game that's like Counter-Strike, but VR. Forgot the name off the top of my head.
Last year...
Well, I think the pictures was to be more of like, give you something else to do other than wait in lines. Like, imagine if there was no photo op.
Mom.
Last year, while it felt like we were able to play more games. It felt like even though there were less headsets everywhere, that there was more TV screens with the controllers in front of them.
Yeah, I think that in last year they had a lot more games that were not VR based. This year they had a lot more games VR based, and this year they also had. Oh, you saw Battlefront there, right? We could have played Battlefront in like 1 minute because nobody was playing Battlefront.
Really?
Yeah, the line was like 3 people deep at any time.
I didn't really care.
Because they had
I just like the stormtroopers that were walking around.
Yeah, they got bored, and so
they got 40 units. They had I think they had like 30 or 40 units that could play at 30 PlayStation units.
Here's the other big issue: a lot of the major games were not actually there, like Spider-Man.
Well, yeah, but
War.
a lot of them probably are not playable yet. But yeah, it does suck that they have just a photo booth when they should have something playable.
Like, what did they have here? They had Destiny there, Destiny 2.
Everyone already has.
Arias or
Trials of Osiris.
Trials of Osiris. I was trying to say it. They had that there, but it wasn't. There wasn't a huge line for it because people can play that now. The games that people wanted to play are not here, and everybody knew this. If you didn't know this, then oh well. But PSX was going to be a lot less busy because you saw the Paris show, and I think PlayStation really needs to think: do I do both, or do I do one, or do I not reveal anything at the Paris one, or do I reveal everything at both? I don't know. Ellie, you okay?
She's being self-conscious. So we're wrapping this up. So something I need to talk about before we wrap up is how they changed things with the PlayStation Experience app this year.
What did they do?
Will was the most pissed off at the app.
I was. Because first thing...
He ranted to strangers. He ranted to developers. He ranted to people. He just ranted.
It was so bad.
People wanted to hear me.
No, they didn't. They were just like, yeah.
They wanted to hear you, or you
And
thought
then
they wanted to hear
And then
you.
they stopped talking, but then you're like, yeah. And then that's what happened.
So what really bothered me about my app, though, Will, is I had a dev mode.
Well, that's a glitch. Once you get past that, you can actually be normal with it. But I had the same exact thing when I first started using it. I had to like close it or do something with it, and then all of a sudden it was normal again. And it stayed that way. It stayed normal. But yeah, it was still, if you look at the app on the store, it's still 1 star. It's the same exact app as last year. So it would just retain those old reviews. I think, actually, no, I take that back.
No, it's a new app, updated.
Yeah, when you update, you can actually get rid of old reviews, right?
Well, it hides it for the other versions and
right.
It gives you the new version.
Right. So I take that back. So this new version is still rated like 1.5 stars, so very, very poor. It had some cool ideas, like instead of using the really bad
You had him start.
chip. Remember the last year we had the chip inside of
inside of your name badge, yeah.
Inside of our name badge. It was really hard to scan though.
I didn't
That was
have
the
a
only
problem.
I had a problem.
I think a lot of people had problems.
It was just really hard to scan what
Plus,
you needed to scan.
the years before, they used to use the Sony Xperia phones, and you're like, this freaking phone sucks.
Yeah, that's what you had to scan it on.
Yeah.
This year they used QR codes, which is much easier to scan, and it was a lot more easy to take advantage of. And actually, I thought that was fine, especially since I can abuse the system.
Well, I thought it was,
take a picture and then scan it later.
I thought it was fair because some people you just can't get to
everything.
Every booth, and if you want to get like,
here's what I found on the web for years.
Shut up. So yeah. So it makes it easier for you to get some more loot, which there was less of this year, like swag. There's less swag this year.
There was like almost nothing given out this year.
I mean, I get like the RSVP was trying to kind of copy Disney with like the Fast Pass, but it wasn't working.
I do like that they didn't give out stuff.
So that's what we didn't cover yet. RSVP. So instead of having huge lines, they had an RSVP system, and this is for the big games, so like Detroit and a lot of the VR games, which are exclusive to PlayStation, not like Skyrim, because those had a line, but it wasn't like too intense. But what was the name of the wheelchair game that we're trying to get into?
The Impatient.
The Inpatient. I really wanted to do that. We kept trying for it.
Oh, I could have played that too. That
every 30 minutes. It's okay. Every 30 minutes.
6 spots for each.
Was 6 spots.
Sorry.
For every 30 minutes. Right.
Yeah.
And we kept trying every single time. They lock it in. So 10 p.m. for the next day, from like opening to 1 p.m., you can try to reserve every 30 minutes. There's 6 spots. We kept missing the 10 p.m. But then we could try to do it again at 1 p.m. and it went from 1 p.m. to 6. They could try to get one of those 30-minute intervals. And we would all try to do it at the same time. None of us got it, ever.
That's
it's
because
so ridiculous.
That's because, remember that one year when we went to San Francisco?
3 of us at the same time trying. No, not one of us.
But remember that one year we went to San
Francisco? Yeah,
and
but we were able to get it the second day.
Right, but the thing is that the first day, right when everyone logged in, and we all pushed like reserve, it said full all for the whole day. And
yeah.
What has happened?
That was just the PlayStation VR headset, though.
Yeah, but how many people were waiting on that, like instantly getting it?
Well, it was 100 million times worse this year.
Yeah. That's what happened.
So much worse this year.
I get it.
Shadow of the Colossus was one of the RSVP ones. It's ridiculous. And another thing that they would make you RSVP for was autographs. They had 200 spots on those, so it was a little bit easier to get into those. Got some pretty cool autographs. We got one for Last of Us 2. Ellie got really lucky and got the QR code for us to be able to go get the autograph, which was cool.
And I got the God of War autograph,
which
I got them to sign on my replica God of War axe.
And then day 2, we were able to get Destiny 2 Trials of Osiris developers to sign posters for us, which is cool. So I actually like the autographs. That made things a lot easier for the autographs. That I didn't mind, especially since it was 200 spots. But when it's 6 spots, everybody's fighting for it. That's when
because autographs is quick.
Yeah,
scribble. Yeah, scribble.
Yeah. So next year, what do we want to see from the PlayStation experience?
No
more games.
Oh,
more games? More than 100?
I think
more people have more booths with more fucking opportunities.
So
smaller demos, so people can actually play it.
My things I would say is get rid of all swag. No more swag.
I'm sorry, what?
Have a store. No more swag. The swag attracts the wrong crowd.
What the hell are you talking about?
When you give away T-shirts and junk, it attracts the wrong crowd to the PSX events. It attracts the crowd that just wants to run from event to event, clog up the line to get a free T-shirt or free stuff. Number 2, if you're gonna bring a big game there, bring like 100 units. Let's play. Like if you're gonna bring like Detroit, don't bring 25 PS4s and put 25 PS4s out there.
They have 3 zones.
Right, I know.
So it was crazy. They did have a lot.
They had a lot of units being out there, but I mean, you need to bring like 100 units.
Detroit, I think they were pretty well prepared for.
Yeah, Detroit was good.
Shadow of the Colossus,
what was it like?
Was not
25?
quite as prepared for, but people wanted that photo op really bad, I think.
Yeah, and
there are people going for the photo op that did not want to play the game.
Right, and they won't let you do it. You had to play the game to get the photo op.
So stupid.
Only I got through because I was doing something weird. But anyway, the thing that you really need to see is photo ops are fine. They suck up a lot of space, suck up a lot of people. You know what I mean? And if you're going to tell people they can buy the gear online for the gear store, they should be able to buy it at the gear store the day of the convention and not just have crap from last year on the store. PlayStation needs to get their shit straight.
I think they need to. I think they need to do.
stuff.
They need to do more like BlizzCon did, like the day before, where you can get your badges. Have a PlayStation store that people can go to and actually shop,
and just not have
because we sucked up 4 hours of our time to go play games, waiting in the damn store.
Yeah, and the reason why you want to go to the store is you kind of want to get your exclusive stuff that you know are going to run out,
like that Last Guardian plush.
Yeah, and
that wasn't there.
But here's the thing with versus BlizzCon. BlizzCon never made anything that ran out. They had everything online still.
And another thing, they gave you a goddamn catalog, so you knew what you wanted to get. There was people literally who were standing in there for like a good 30 minutes to an hour because they were just browsing.
Yeah,
they're looking at taking their sweet time.
That's true.
But
true.
also,
and that slowed the lines
Also,
down.
at the same time, you should probably have a system for the PSX goers where people have been going if they've been going since year 1, they should have a number on their badge. 5, like
You just
how
want
many?
you just want all the numbers.
No, I just want the numbers, but it comes with privileges, which means that you've been going. You should be able to try the games sooner, or you should be able to RSVP sooner. It's just unfair for everybody else.
But then that clogs it up. Then anyone who's new is going to be like, well, fuck this
too
event.
bad for you. Then don't
yeah.
let them come. That's it.
Ellie, what do you want to see
So an event just for you, huh?
What do you want to see from PlayStation Experience
I
next
want
year?
to see explosions. I want to see fireworks. I want to see more girly games. I want to see aliens.
More
I want to
girly
see dinosaurs. I want like tubes of aliens that talk.
Tubes of aliens.
So you want more extravagant
Yes.
exhibits?
Yeah, because I don't know what it was this year. I felt like the people who had a booth not that many people went all out.
I agree.
Compared to last year, like that one game, that one Reaper game, I can't remember the name of.
Oh
like,
yeah,
there weren't
no, that one was awesome last
That
year.
one was great.
Let
like,
It Die.
Let It Die.
That's what it was called. Jesus.
Let It Die.
Like they weren't
Uncharted 4 was really scaled down.
like they weren't big or anything, but yet they made their booth look so cool, and people got in line for it. Not a giant crowd that it was like waiting for hours.
Yeah, this year it was
but-
all about like giant set pieces. Like here's a giant dragon.
Yeah, take a picture.
Here's a
with
colossus.
it. Yeah,
That dragon was so cool, and you couldn't do shit with it
Take a picture of it.
from a distance.
there's more.
What did you have the God of War
opportunities.
booth? Like with maze?
Oh, then that stupid thing.
The story at the God of War booth, they had a little storytelling thing where you stare at like a little animated torch or some random thing like flag waving in the wind while somebody reads a story to you. And at the end, you see replicas of what the items and stuff from the game, and they give you a little lanyard at the end. And then it's like you wait for like almost an hour to get in there. And we did this because we thought it'd be cool. We want to see more of the God of War. We got out, we're like, what the hell did we waste our time on? And then we turned around, look, there's a TV telling us the same exact story in a more entertaining way because it has actually animated characters instead of just one little animated torch or flag with nothing going on the screen. So, biggest waste of time that we ever spent during the whole convention.
Right. Well, I just think, I do think that they, oh, look at Ellie's face. So, I do think that the PSX could benefit with maybe finding it's not saying the Anaheim
More
convention center's bad. Panels are always welcome.
I love that they used the auditorium this time.
Yeah,
instead of a side section.
The thing,
so we had actual comfortable auditorium seats.
Right. Sit.
The thing is that this PSX didn't meet other PSXs because of the amount of stuff that they had to release.
They need to do what BlizzCon did, which is have games to demo, have some esports so people can watch, have panels so people can listen on to this cool stuff, and it's like it blends in between. So, and it's not all scheduled on top of each other. It's scheduled in a way that you could get to most stuff.
They do it scheduled on top of each other because they want to pull people out of certain other areas to come into other areas. It's a tactic.
No, that's stupid.
It's a tactic that Disney's been using for like 20 to 30 years. It works really well to get people out of certain areas into other areas because you don't want to take up so much show floor. But what I do recommend them doing is probably putting some retro games in there, PS1 games, in a section to suck up people.
They should bring an arcade.
Yeah.
When it's full and there's nothing to do, you can go play like classic arcade.
Maybe if
just
there was
fuckload of machines.
If PlayStation was an
That'd be
arcade,
cool.
that would make sense.
We'll see. Like more areas to drive off people, more places to sit down, hang out. They should do a card trading
I even
area.
remember last year they had like these kind of like a lounge area. They had a bunch of couches and they just had TV set on them, just like games that already been out. I was playing Watch Dogs last year and it was great. It was like a game already out, but it was a nice I'm just gonna sit here
Right.
for a bit.
I always have to wait. Just put like the original PlayStation 1 games on the one and just be like, you could play this right now if you want. People are like, oh, my nostalgia.
They had the PlayStation Now section with nobody playing.
There was one section.
Was it PlayStation Now or PlayStation Play?
Next,
What was
it was PlayStation Now.
Next to the autographs.
The streams.
Next to the autographs booth, there was a spot with 4 computers. One had Tekken 9. One had something else, and the other 2 was something else. That's it.
Oh yeah, I remember that now. It was on the stage, like a weird little stage. The PlayStation Now section. Yeah. Right next to the signature.
Street Fighter, you're thinking of?
No, there was a little spot.
It was the PlayStation Now stage, right?
No,
right
it was next
right
to
next
that.
to PSP.
Right next to it, yes.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
What?
We went there.
No, I played there. I played Tekken.
There was a video. We were there.
I won.
Maybe.
What?
All right, so that was our PlayStation experience.
Check out our videos.
Check out our video on the PlayStation experience. We have a vlog that we took, and we're going to be having We
have a vlog of the Game Awards
interview video coming out this
PSX.
Friday or Saturday that you can watch about. See our shenanigans, asking people
And watch
crazy
Ellie.
questions and having fun. And with that, let's get into listener confessions.
PlayStation.
Okay. Listener confessions. What is our confession for this week?
So everybody's favorite at Spencer_more13 sent us a question via Instagram.
Yeah.
What do you say?
I love this question because I have my companion with me today.
Oh yes, this question.
All right. So his question is, my spirit animal is obviously a spider monkey because he says he is a spider monkey, the human spider monkey.
Is he a spider monkey?
What's your guys' spirit animal?
Ellie, go.
I have Dante right now.
What is that supposed to be?
Dante is a spirit animal.
What is he supposed to be?
He's supposed to help me through the land of the dead, through the dead world.
Is he your spirit animal? Or
At
is
the
that your
moment,
spirit animal?
but if it was an actual animal, it'd probably be my bird species because they're super cute. They look super sweet. But then you make them mad. They yell really loud.
So you'd be a sun conure?
Yes, I would be a sun conure.
Okay. Tommy, you're next.
I don't have a spirit animal.
You are an animal.
I mean, I guess you could
Just because you are
You know what you would be?
an
A
animal doesn't mean
sloth.
you don't have a spirit animal.
Your spirit animal is a sloth.
No, it's not.
Oh, yes.
No.
You kind of look like a sloth.
That's rude as
Whoa.
My spirit
Is that
animal is actually a velociraptor.
Okay. Why?
I've never seen you turn your head and make weird noises before.
I actually have.
He's done it when Pedrum's around.
What?
Gotti.
That makes no sense.
That's
you
why it's-
Fruit Loop looking ass.
Pedrum, if you haven't seen the podcast in which Pedrum's here, is Tommy's friend.
His BFF.
He used to be on the show quite often.
He was going to come and talk about how much he hated PlayStation experience. It was his first time, and we spent the first 5 hours in line. He was so fuck, why did I pay $75 for this? I said, hey, isn't this great? Aren't you having a great time? He's like, no.
And he wasted the second day.
And they didn't even show up the second day.
Why?
Yeah, it's family issues. So, what did you say you were going to do?
Hey, you want to stop,
Velociraptor?
How about you?
My spirit animal is Gur from Invader Zim.
That's not an animal. That's a robot.
You're racist.
Okay, well, do you want me to go next?
You mean speciesist?
You, what? You, Sahil. Who your animal?
I'm going to go with...
Oh, God, here it comes.
The American bald
American
eagle.
bald eagle. What? No.
What?
I'm going to go with red panda.
I knew it.
Red panda.
You can't play that.
No, red pandas. Because they're like pandas.
The panda would
but they're
totally
red.
be your fucking...
They're not like pandas at all. They look like kind of like a
Like
raccoon with like a red tail.
But you don't.
But they're not known as pandas, but they're quite vicious
Why a red panda of all animals?
because it can climb trees.
Because they're cute and they're
They can
vicious
climb
and they can
trees.
climb trees.
And they're cute and they're a misunderstood animal. Like me, I'm misunderstood.
Mine is a
like a
penguin, potentially,
platypus.
maybe in the future, a porg.
Because he's slippery and slidey and he
I
slips and
thought-
slides through life.
I slip and slide through life.
Oh my gosh. I thought you were going to say a platypus or something.
Wait, wouldn't I be more of a penguin then?
I may fall down, but
Are you just changing your shit? Like
slip
anything
and
that
slide
sounds
through
better?
life. Tommy, don't copy me. You can't copy me.
I just didn't think of it.
We're moving on.
Tommy's a mushroom. That's it.
That's fucked up.
If you'd like to send
But
us
he's
your
so
confession,
right.
you can email us at
Poisonous.
contact@nerdconfessions.net, or you can send us a tweet at nerdconfessions with the zeros replacing the O's.
O's for what?
Ozone.
O's for hoes, baby.
What's with you today? Well, that wraps up this week's confession. Join us next week for more discussions and opinions on things that pique our interest. If you guys have any confessions you would like to discuss, feel free to send it our way. As always, we want to thank our listeners and followers for tuning in, supporting us, share us, like us, review us, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Whatever you want to do, everybody helps us grow. And don't forget, you can find our previous episodes and bonus content on our website, nerdconfessions.net.
With y'all out there, send us some confessions.
Send us some confessions. Next week.
What's a nerdy thing you still like?
Next week, we're going to be covering the Star Wars Episode 8 of The Last Jedi. So be ready for that.
So send us.
So hyped for that.
What is
So
your
hyped.
favorite non-main character from Star Wars? The most liked out of all of us. We'll look at all your questions or answers, and I'm going to send you some.
I want to know
Thunder
if you're going to
send you
be
some Thunder Sticks.
If you were
tell me a Star Wars character that's not main.
If the Force was with you, would you be a Jedi or a Sith? Tell me.
You already gave him 2 questions.
That's good. Let him answer.
I have 1 question.
So we'll see you guys then. Get ready for Star Wars.
May the Force be with you.
PlayStation